Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Strompcast episode 215. We've got a jam-packed episode for you today, but before we get into it, let me introduce you to my co-host. First, we've got the main man, Chris. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a little while. We weren't on last week because our game got canceled, sadly. So we're here now to break it all down. Got some favorable results this weekend, finally, in the league. And we took care of business today in Europe. Feeling pretty good. No complaints.
Fair enough. And next up, Richard, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. New setup. Who dis? Look out. We're all professional looking now. I'm good. A snowy day today here in my ends, but brightened up by a nice sporting win. We've had three big wins in a row now. One in the TASA, one in the league, and looks like we're well on our way to the next round for Europa League. So all in all, not a bad week to be a sporting fan, save for the weirdness of Family Cow just being like, yeah, we have no security. We just have no cops. So that was weird, but we're good.
Yeah, it was a strange time. And last but not least, we got Danny. How you doing today, man?
Oh, technical difficulties.
It's that Canadian Wi-Fi, man.
I don't know what his Canadian Wi-Fi is doing. Mine's working fine.
Okay, we'll come back to
we'll
Danny,
come back to Mr. Saldana eventually.
Yeah, but yes, as you see, by the way, new addition to the shirt wall, match worn,
and
Paulinho signed shirt.
That's wild, by the way. Look at this guy.
Lovely, love to see it. I'm probably gonna get it framed, but I just don't want to spend the money on getting a frame right now. The shirt is expensive enough, so we'll get the frame eventually.
I think Danny's back now.
Yeah, let me go back to Danny. Danny. Yeah, I think you are.
Look
at this guy.
I'm good, boys. My internet's worse than me right now. I don't know what it is. I thought I paid these guys, but I guess not.
We're all pay your bills.
Man. Good. Facts. You know what would have been good though? There's a Braga fan online. We won't mention names. If you've been watching the podcast long enough, you understand who I'm talking about here. I don't want to.
Rhymes with Rave Durera.
I've kind of outed him. He told me to maybe put some $25 down on Karabag, who was at plus 700. Internet would have been running a lot smoother right now had I listened to him, but I thought, no way, brother. You guys just lost. There's no way you guys are gonna lose again. Here we are.
You just gave up. What you're saying is you gave away free money. Essentially.
Yeah. Girl math, I lost $25.
Girl math, regular math, you lost $25.
Or sorry, not girl math. That's boy math because I didn't gamble. I lost $25.
You just lit money on fire.
But yeah, I think we'll go into the most recent game, which was, of course, today against Danny's favorite team, Young Boys in Switzerland. Before we get into that, though, let me read out the starting lineup. So, a Dan in goal, unfortunately, Mateus Reis, Inacio, Eduardo Quaresma, Esgaio, Nuno Santos, Hjulman, Bragança, Edwards, Pedro Gonçalves, Llocres. Off the bench, Morita, Jenny, Trincao, Koba, and Rafael Nel making his debut, the 18-year-old. Goals from Llocres, Inacio, and an own goal from Marcus Edwards' assist, technically, although goal point didn't really give it. But, Chris, I'll start off with you. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the game, to be honest, overall. I thought we were better than them. I thought we dominated them, created more chances than them. I thought that, obviously their goal was their goal, right? I mean, you could even argue that it's a double, Adon, on the goal, letting it cross under his arm and then basically just slapping it into the net on an attempted save. So yeah, I mean, we don't always get to see the double error on the same play, but we got that.
We were treated today, is what you're
saying.
But
I thought we kept them in check. The goals came at good times, right before half, right after half. Gyökeres was just like, it was a good Gyökeres game. He was getting the ball, he was using his body, they were fouling the shit out of him. Most fouls today in any Europa League game this season by Young Boys, 23. They were hacking today. And Sporting, I think, only had like 3 fouls, which I think was the fewest in the Europa League this
I
season.
think that's the fewest we've had all season.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy random stat there. But yeah, I mean, we were all over them. We were clearly the better team. It's unfortunate that they got a goal. But I think in the end the scoreline is pretty fair. Personally, I thought that the penalty was a little bit soft. I understand how it's a penalty as the situation happened, but I've constantly gotten on Marcus Edwards. I don't even know if I've ever talked about it on the pod, but I always for a Portuguese league player, especially one that's always like in the box in one-on-one situations, he's surprisingly like really bad at winning penalties. Especially for the amount of time that he tries to draw them, right? Because he goes down and he like almost never gets the call. Like in Portugal, if you go down, you pretty much almost always get the call. But Edwards finds a way to like almost never get the call. It's pretty remarkable. So today I was like, yet again, another great opportunity. All he has to do is just drag his legs a little bit more to make sure he gets better contact with the goalkeeper's body, who's nowhere near the ball. And truthfully, I kind of hate that penalty where it's like the attacker touches it and it's like going out of bounds away from the goal. It's like, even if you somehow got to that, what are you going to do with it? Drag the legs, catch the keeper's hand, get a pen on basically what would have been a goal kick otherwise. So it is what it is, right? But Edwards didn't really drag the legs quite enough, but he still got the call today. So maybe just Portuguese refs hate him is the problem. But yeah, good for Marcus finally getting a pen. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts.
Yeah,
bring it home to Alvalade and just
Fair.
cruise home, hopefully.
Yeah,
fair enough. Danny, what about you? What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, this is definitely their hack a Shaq game because it was foul after foul after foul. It was crazy.
Hackovic.
Danny literally took the words right out of my mouth because that's what I was gonna say when you came to me.
But yeah, I'm with Chris too. Like, it was a good game. It wasn't anything spectacular. Don't get me wrong. It was a bit of a weird one, but I mean, Young Boys are a good team too. Champions League team, obviously, right? I thought Quaresma and the man of the first half, at least I'll say that. Just the way they were playing, I thought Ishikayu had a pretty good game. The midfield, both of them left me, with a lot to be desired. I thought Bragança had a really poor game. I also thought Human had a poor game as well, though, to be honest. I thought Edward, I thought the front three at least were good, and Pot was coming more so in the middle. Pot, man, how many times has this guy hit the post this year? Because that's another one. We could have put the game to bed at 4-1, or it would have been 4-1, I believe. I don't know. Yeah, bro needs to go to the same psychologist Paulinho went to a few years ago. Maybe that's what he needs. I mean, he's scoring goals. Don't get me wrong, but he could have had at least an additional 5-6 goals this season as it is. Yeah, but I'm with you too there, Chris. I mean, it's a penalty. Obviously, it's a penalty because there's contact there, but he does fall to the ground just as he's looking for the contact, right? But then, okay, but I'll take it. I mean, it's a clear penalty. I think we'd be pissed off if that wasn't given. I just like how Gyökeres doesn't even really aim, bro. This guy was head down. I'm just gonna hit it and try to slot it in the bottom corner, bro. That left me nervous for a little bit. I thought the goalie was gonna get there, but nah, the brute.
We've seen too many Sporting players try that same thing and just drag it wide.
Facts. Maybe call me crazy, but I miss Bas Dost scoring penalties. You know what I mean?
Man, what a player!
But yeah, I mean, other than I think really that those are our standout players: Quaresma, Ishikayu, Gyökeres. I thought Jenny when he came on was pretty good as well. Put him on the wing, which was nice to see, at least for a little bit until he subbed off Nuno Santos. Adan had a weird game. He saved some shots that maybe he should have grabbed, but okay, he punches some shots away. Their goal is a disgrace.
It's bad.
I can't entirely blame him though, because then in front of Adan, you have Inácio and you have Hulman sort of ball watching. They could have attacked the ball a lot quicker. But then, like, come on, brother. There was another chance. I forget if it was in the first or the second half now. Yeah, I think it was the first half. Young boys, like, they just like blindly try to shoot it, and it's just so happens to go near post, and Adan like kind of fumbles it, and it goes out for a corner, and I'm like, brother, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Or just hold the ball.
Bro, try to grab it. You know what I mean? Like, this shouldn't take you. Yeah, it shouldn't take you by surprise like that. But again, he came up with some good saves too. I mean, especially by his standards. So it is what it is. I think we've all said this. If we had a decent keeper in that, this team's winning everything. This team is fucking qualifying for the World Cup somehow or the Euros and winning that too. Like, it's that good of a team, especially if we had a keeper.
We're winning the Saudi Pro League with this team, at least.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Saudi Pro League, MLS Cup. We're winning CONCACAF Champions League. We're winning it all.
Yeah. But with that being said, I mean, I listen, I'm on here constantly saying, like, I don't care about a goalkeeper's feet per se, but he was moving the ball pretty well. There was maybe one or two times where he maybe booted it and it went right to the young boys, but that was because he had no other options. Other than that, I thought he had a decent game, especially by his standards. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. The evolution, I just want to just repeat it. The evolution of Eduardo Quaresma is incredible, and I know we'll talk more about him come the Braga game, because obviously he got a goal there. If I'm Diomande right now and everybody's healthy, I'm sitting his ass on the bench personally. Until Quaresma proves you otherwise, you play Quaresma.
Are we ever going to get an answer as to why he dressed for 2 of their 7 games?
No, that's the thing. I don't think we will.
I saw an article on record about it
from the newspapers. Like, I know I've never seen an article about it. Just like,
there was one article
he starts
behind a paywall, and I didn't pay for it. But I was like, I wonder if someone paid for it. Yeah, but I didn't see anyone.
I had a recorded premium briefly like a year ago.
Yeah, usually
I was actually getting good scoops back then.
Yeah.
We could visit expensive to all things Alvalade now.
This is true.
Write it off.
Yeah, it's like he starts the first 2 games and then never dresses again.
Never seen from again. Yeah. And then
he must have done something with the coach, bro.
And then he was an unused sub in the final.
Even Ivory Coast made the bench in the final, or he made the bench in the final, right?
Yeah, he made the bench in the final. He was unused. He was an unused sub.
I think Ivory Coast, if I'm not mistaken, they sacked their manager halfway through.
They did.
And then so maybe it was that. Maybe
that might have had
manager didn't like him or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
Kind of funny to see him sitting up there in the stands next to
it wasn't even like dressed.
But which was my thing is why is he on a break? Get your ass on our bench now.
He's been busy watching.
Yeah, he didn't even dress for this game. I figured he would have dressed for this game at least.
Yeah,
he's been just
fair enough.
training
They're
on
going to
another
Switzerland.
continent.
Maybe the next home game. Or next game in Portugal, I should say.
Yeah, we'll see.
We were thin at center back today. I'll be honest.
We were.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Quaresma went down, I was like, it's like this Pontello.
Like, oh, jeez. And you realize, never mind. Our bench is literal children. Like, what are we gonna put on there?
The 2 goalkeepers on the bench as well. So
we had to have 2 goalies.
No, but that's a Mourinho trademark at this point.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it was too small of a cameo, but the 5 or 6 minutes, whatever it was, that I seen Koba play, I was impressed. There's one play especially where he gets the ball and he just launches it to like he just switches flanks and it just lands perfectly for Jenny. That was enough to make me convinced he's a baller, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
That's
he didn't have much else to do, but I liked the mini cameo. I even liked Nell. There was a ball where Quaresma kind of sends it to him. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just asleep on the wheel. He didn't notice that the flank was just open for him to run at, because I think he could have got a goal, and it was a great ball from Quaresma. But yeah, decent little kid. At least he had energy on him. But Koba, the little bit I've seen of him, I liked. So hopefully we can see more of him. Maybe if the game at home he starts, we'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. Richard, what about you? What are your thoughts on this game?
I didn't get to watch the whole game, so I'm not gonna add a whole hell of a lot. Work is a thing. I watched the highlights. Obviously, their initial goal, the young boys' goal, is a comedy of errors all around. I do think Adan can do better on the cross and the follow-up, but the defenders are ball watching completely, so I'll let him off a little bit with that. It sucks because he made like the double save like just before that as well. And we were in the group chat like, what the fuck? He just made like 2 wild saves in a row. And then he follows it up with that. And I was like, he can't help himself. Something he can't. Like he just can't do too many good things in one play. But he didn't actually have that bad of a game. I actually thought he was decent.
I bet that chance was like 0.3 of their 0.4 expected goals.
That's what I'm wondering, if that was most of their expected goals was off of that one chance, basically. Own goal, which we'll take them when we get them.
Yo, boys, just because I predicted Edwards to score, can we give that goal to Edwards? What do we think?
No.
That's not how this works.
Oh shit! Did I forget predictions again?
No, that's not how that works. We don't give you one a penalty as a point in our predictions.
So I went through this phase where I was like, during the on a game day, I would be like, okay, get my prediction in first thing in the morning. But the last 2 weeks, I've just been the Family-Co game fucked me up, man.
That screwed it so much.
I haven't been the same since. I missed 2 games predictions.
That game screwed everybody.
Letting some 3 points get past me. Fuck.
Yeah, you didn't even predict today. I gained 4. I moved for 4 points because I got the actual score line. First time in a while. I was like, go get another one. I'm like, actually, no, hold 3-1. I can get points. Points on this. Nothing really crazy to say about the penalty. It is a bit of a soft penalty. Chris alluded to Edwards, even though he's played in Portugal for several years now, he doesn't have that two-go in him yet, it seems. Which is kind of hilarious. I'm like, man, just go down. They'll at least look at it if you go down, And he got a call. It was a bit of a soft call, but we'll take it. Nice penalty by Jokeres, no complaints. And then a great Inacio goal in the second half to kind of sort of cap things off. Would have been really nice if Pot could have made it the 4-1. I think that would have pretty well iced the tie at that point. I mean, it's probably pretty well. I'm not gonna say it's pretty well done yet, but it would take a lot for us to blow this to 3-1 lead. You're going back home now, you just kind of have to play relatively tame.
Wait, you think a 2-goal lead is safe?
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's like hockey. It's the most dangerous league.
Especially in an era of no away goals, where the 3 away goals would be chilling, honestly.
Yeah, if it was 3 away goals, you're right. If it was away goals, we're still a thing. We'd probably be like, we're set. But
they get one early, and then it's like all we gotta do is
all
get
of a
one
sudden,
more.
all they do is get one, and we're in extra time, right? That's the crazy thing. I imagine they'll be okay. I mean, they're going back home.
I think so too. We're better than these lads,
and they outplayed them for long stretches of this game. I think they should be fine.
I have to mention though, they did score 2 goals, offside.
Offside, yeah. They scored 1 offside goal. But yeah, no real complaints. I thought Hulman was a bit disappointed from what I was able to watch of him. Ishgayo was just average, so I guess that's a great game for him. Nuno Santos, just fucking awful. He was probably the worst player on the pitch for me. He was not great. Morita and Jenny and Trincao when they came on were fine. I actually was a little bit surprised Trincao didn't get the start just because he's been so hot lately, but I assume they probably wanted to keep him for league games, especially with Moreirense coming up, maybe give Edwards the trot out this game, which is fine. It's a good problem to have. When your starter is Trincao and your backup is Marcus Edwards, not going to complain. There's not a whole hell of a lot to add. Didn't really make much of the new boys, basically Quandretti and Rafael Nell, who I didn't even know who the hell that was until today. So Chris, find me all you want.
Sam, was it you that had the conspiracy theory like last year that the only reason Amorim was doing some of these debuts was so that he could build his own personal record?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah,
this guy.
It
feels like he wasn't even the next one to get the promotion to the first team, and now he's getting his debut in Europe. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I know. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
We sent.
I never even heard of him.
We sent Rodrigo Ribeiro on loan just so he can get another guy on the CV.
Rodrigo Ribeiro.
I just want to ask you what you thought of it, Sam.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. Was I saw this guy coming, like, why didn't we just? This could have just been the Rodrigo Ribeiro spot.
I've always thought that he does have the reputation of promoting youngsters, and he does that very well. But keeping them, Gonzalo Esteves, for example,
keeping them is another story. Yeah,
Fatau, and even guys like Joelson Fernandez, even Jenny for a while made his debut for Amarim and was gone for 2 years. Yeah, exactly. Even Asugo, he came in like 2020. He's had 20 appearances since then.
Yeah,
a bit more. Not much more, but a bit more.
It's probably less than that.
It's probably less. It's probably no more than 10 minutes either.
Yeah,
exactly. Probably like three starts in that time.
Yeah,
like obviously it's good that he promotes them, and it's like good for them.
Like they're getting the first team experience, and like they're training with the first team, which is still very beneficial when you're a literal child.
And I think he's learned a bit with loaning out like Afonso Moreira to Tottenham teams. And
those like especially like when there's a lot of players away at international duty, and they're like, Amorim called 6 players from the beat. He's like not even always one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like stunned, to be honest. First thing he was even on the bench, I was like, okay, he's just gonna to watch. Then he came
on, and you're like, whoa,
wow. And immediately I thought of what you said about Asugo, so I was just like, he's just trying to
bring him on for the sake of
trying to add tally marks to his fucking score.
He's trying to he's stat padding, but the coach is just stat padding. Is what he's doing.
Well, the conspiracy theory was based on last year when he was like, it's a new era at Sporting, because we were 4th by that point, maybe even like 5th, and he was just like, yeah, we're gonna give some players a chance, and he brought on Mateus Fernandez for like a week, and then Chico Lamba once, and we never saw him again.
We never heard from
the new era. New era is now.
Yeah, and that was it, really. That
the new era, like, same as the old one.
Chico, a lot of people hate Chico Lambda.
Yeah, I hear a lot of
criticism. Deservingly so.
And the only player he did bring in was Chimiti, and everyone was like,
"Oh God, you know what?
Right there.
That was a cool
play.
Man.
That was smart."
Because every time he plays for Everton, just word search his name, man. It's hilarious.
It's so bad.
It's so bad every time. I know when Shudamiti's playing.
It happens like once a month because he only plays like once a month. But when he does,
I know when Shudamiti's starting is like playing for Everton, because Chris will spam the group chat with like all the boys playing today, and then I'll just see all the tweets on my, not even searching. I'll see them on my timeline of people just be like, this Shermity guy's so bad, man. This is every time.
15 million.
He's an industry plant, bro. He's a Sharks Minge plant for sure.
We fleeced Everton for Shermity. I will die on that.
I'm gonna tell my man he might as well go ahead and declare for Tunisia, because that.
You're not getting.
Not coming. I fear.
Thanks.
No, that's all I really have for this game. There's not much to really say. I'll pass it back to you, Mr. Fonseca.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to like copy what you guys said a lot, but for me, Bragança was actually the worst player on the pitch. He was just not physically there, and I don't know if it was the pitch, obviously artificial turf, or it was just, not being physical enough. Because I think I said it before, like I do love Bragança, and I think he's a great footballer, but in terms of physicality in the midfield, when you look at Hillman, look at Morita, Ugarte, Palhinha, even Mateus Nunes, these are some physical midfielders that could like go shoulder to shoulder with someone, could hold the ball up. Bragança just isn't that for me, and I think.
Do you think, Sam, because he had that knee injury, and also today because they were playing on turf, that was something that was in the back of his head though? Because like if I was him, and like I just come back from like ACL, MCL, whatever surgeries, and like I was playing on artificial turf, I'm probably not inclined to be super physical in this type of game. Personally.
Yeah. Maybe, but I think it's also an issue that we've seen when Morita was at the Asian Cup, when Bragança came on or started, and he just wasn't. Obviously, I'm not trying to compare him directly with Morita, but you do notice a difference in Hillman's performance, and I think that is what we saw today when he doesn't have Morita next to him, when he has Bragança next to him, or he has Pedro Gonçalves next to him, because he doesn't have that physical midfielder who can also defend. Because with Bragança, he's good going forward, he's good on the ball, good at finding a pass, but defensively, he's not there for me. And he's always been someone that, even in the title winning season, he was always better off the bench. And unfortunately, I think in Amorim's team, that will be his role, and that should be his role. Coming off the bench when we need a goal, when we need creativity, that's a good sub to make. But starting from the beginning, I don't know, man. I just don't see it. And I can see him leaving in the summer, because I don't know if Kova's going to be the third choice, or if Bragança is going to be the third choice, or is Pedro Gonçalves going to be the third choice if a midfielder's injured, and then at least Bragança 4th or 5th. You got Asugo coming back, Mateus Fernandez having a good spell at Estoril. Obviously, it's a good problem for Amorim to have, but a bad problem for Braganza to have, I think, because he's 23. He's not a 19-year-old, 18-year-old
Yeah.
anymore.
No, he's
I
getting
wouldn't
to
be
like
shocked,
that
yeah,
age where
and-
it's like put up or shut up time, right? Like
It reminds me a lot of
Never.
Chico Fernandez,
He
where
had a
everyone
bit of
was like,
interest. Was it this past summer or 2 summers? I think it was this.
I
past
think
summer.
before the ACL, it
I
was
remember
Ajax,
2
there was a
wasn't
little
it?
bit
Yeah,
of
there was
interest
some
in it,
interest.
yeah. Pre-ACL tear, there was some
10,
interest in
15
him.
million was I believe in the range that we were.
Yeah,
It was being
Ajax might
discussed.
still be in for him. He's an Ajax player, sort of, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
That's
don't know
the
if his
thing, yeah.
performances this season have. I think his value's probably gone down since then. You know,
It's not gone up.
it hasn't
I think
gone
that's-
up. Yeah,
that-
I think it's
that's
about
stayed
stayed the same though.
Yeah.
To be honest, he has a
I
few
don't think
goals
he's
in him,
gone
so
down, but
that might help him.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we'll get to the Braga game. He obviously scored and was I would say decent
He played
to good,
yeah.
but
he played well that game.
but
Nah.
if I double check again off the bench, that's his
Yeah.
that should be his role.
He's
And
getting to that point where it's like Chico Giral, just like it's put up or shut up time. You got to show me what you're made of at some point.
yeah,
Like, do something or move on, kind of thing.
yeah, and I think, like
unless
I said,
he
I
just
think
wants to keep being a reserve.
Yeah, unless he's
Yeah.
happy with the role he's got, then like
Yeah.
fair enough. But like, oh,
Yeah.
lack of drive too. Like,
but I also don't know if Amorim's sold on him anymore because, like I said, in that first 2 seasons, really, he was off the bench pretty much every game. Sometimes we've seen this season where he just doesn't come off the bench, or he won't even make any minutes. And to be fair, we've got a good midfielder of Hjulmand and Braganza. Like I said, Pedro Gonzalez playing middle. Now Koba coming in. Is that another thing for Braganza to worry about, or is it still going to be Braganza and Koba? Is it going to be like how Edwards was, where it's like he's just going to come on for like 50-minute cameos, and then next season is when he gets put in the first team? Because to be honest, there's a lot of stock in Hjulmand at the moment. We've seen him linked to United. We've seen him linked to other places. And I think if there was a midfielder to go, I think Morita probably maybe a bit too old to make a jump to like a Premier League, or maybe I could see him in like a Serie A or like a La Liga. But to make that jump up, I think Morita's like 28, 29, something like that. So
Yeah, Human will command a higher fee too. You would think. You know, he's got
and
an
he's
expensive transfer behind him already, so you know he's going to be at least 20 million. I don't think Morita goes for 20 million. You know.
Yeah, and I think Hjulmand is going to be the captain next year if Coates and Adan, because both of them could leave. To be fair, and
at the very
Neto
least, I
as
expect
well.
him to be a vice captain, like the secondary captain.
So technically, that's 3 captains could be gone. Adan, Neto, and Coates could all go in the summer. Who does that leave as
Ignacio as well.
captains?
Ignacio is
Ignacio.
captain as
There was
well.
an article
Probably
in recorded about Human being a potential captain next season.
Yeah, I saw that, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
shock me.
But
Yeah, you're
who else
losing
would
at least
be?
like 1 or 2 minimum, I would assume. But you might be losing 3 or 4 of your captains, so to speak. So then who do you go to?
That's what I'm thinking. Is it? I feel like it'll be Hjulmand, Nuno Santos, maybe. But then
Oh
I think
God,
say-
no, he's too much of a hothead.
But I think that
I
is
love
the
that
good
passion,
thing. Yeah,
Passion.
like Pepe and Otavio, I can imagine them being like, obviously Pepe is, but like Otavio being a captain for Porto, the one who's gone to Saudi, not the one who's doing recently. But yeah, I don't know, but I think it'll be an interesting conversation. I don't think he will, but Esgaio could be someone who Amorim looks to as like that vice captain, like Adan is. Not particularly a great player, but dressing room player.
Honestly,
academy
we're
players
just
got the
talking about
tenure.
him, but Braganza as well.
He's captain
yeah.
the team
Just
before,
just because of seniority, right? They might.
Yeah.
I think also on the Braganza, and all on this issue as well. It all depends if Amorim stays next year or not. Because if Amorim stays, then I don't see us selling. Maybe we'll only lose another 1 or 2 players again, and then have the bulk of the team again. Whereas if he leaves, which I do think he will leave, then that's when
we'll probably
see
lose at
things
least
change.
a couple more on top of that.
Yeah, have a couple of changes, but also who knows? The next manager we get in might not play 3 at the back, so we might have a midfield of Braganza, Hjulmand if he stays, which I think he might. But Braganza, Hjulmand, Morita, right?
Playing 3 at the back, bro. We've been playing 3 at the back for so long.
For
So long. I'm with
That's
you.
the
I'm with
thing.
you there. I'm with you there. But that's to that same point though. Like, and we're bringing in other midfielders. We'll have Koba. We'll have Sugu. We'll have Mateus Fernandes coming back as well.
Yeah.
I think we'll
They
have
might
enough players that maybe
Hardened
play
from
3
their
at the back.
loans.
Yeah,
They might. That's true. They might feel because they have so many midfielders they can play with 4 defenders and then like 5 midfielders or something crazy.
They can play with three in midfield, but they can also sell Inacio and Diomande at the same time, and then still have enough defenders for next season, right?
Yeah,
maybe
especially with Quaresma come in at this like.
Yeah,
what a pleasant
which is such a worry. If imagine Quaresma in a back 4. Like Coates and Quaresma.
I project as a right back in a back 4, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but then who's your other center backs at that point? It's
not on the roster.
Not on the roster.
Not on the
inshallah,
roster, yeah. I mean, just a thought. I hope the next guy we get in also plays 3 at the back. Don't get me wrong, but
I think they'll have to.
See.
Yeah. But other than that, I will say, Gyökeres got kicked, and I think he was losing his head a little bit. I put a message in the group chat earlier. Yeah. He just like every single time he got up was like shouting. I think the referee had to go to him one point, like, mate, just relax.
Calm down.
And even
you're getting the fouls, bro. Just relax.
And even for the penalty,
we're cool.
For the penalty, you saw the young boys trying to put him off by trying to say like the ball wasn't on the spot. Like they were just trying to.
That ball wasn't on the spot. That ball was a little ahead though.
It was,
They were trying everything to mess with him on the penalty kick.
I love it.
But they did that, and he still scored. And to be fair, he was still without the goal, he was still pretty much running the show. And I mean, it just shows how good he is. Other than that, I thought Pedro Gonçalves' cross to Inacio was like picture perfect, pinpoint accuracy, really good cross. And there's not much else to say. Quaresma again, great performance. There was some moments where I thought, okay, you're doing a bit too much. But every time he did too much, he lost the ball and then got it back straight away. So it's not too bad. But I will end on Adan. How many times do you have to have the same conversation? This feels like every week at this point.
It's like it's Adan and the offside lines. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of both every goddamn week.
But to be fair,
by the way, the first baby goal, some of their finest work yet. I'll be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think for like the last 3 weeks, I thought Adan had actually been pretty good. There wasn't anything like massive to speak of. Obviously, he's still a bit shaky here and there, but no sort of Franco to speak of. No sort of like game costing or like goal costing decisions. And then here it's just like you said, he did so well. Like for the first 2 like really good saves, and like was good with the ball, his feet, and everything. And it's like the ball is straight at him, and he just hits it into the goal. It's just like
he does this too much. You should almost never be doing this.
You should, as a keeper, you should not be doing this very often.
Yeah, and even some of the shots that are like at him, he falls and he does that. When it's like you could probably just catch it or just, hit it wide. But it's always
the punch. He's a punch. He's a punchy dude.
He's a puncher.
He's a punch. He's a puncher, dude. He's a punchy dude. He's fighting for his life out there. I'll tell you.
Back in like October, they were talking about that option on his contract as if it was like a given. Like he'll be back next year.
We haven't heard anything about that.
It has, at the very least, that talk has chilled out.
Yeah, we haven't.
He could still very much be coming back, but at the very least, they're thinking about it now.
I'll take him as a backup. He's an expensive backup.
Yeah,
I'll take him as a backup as a guy with experience. You play Taça da Liga.
I'll take him as a third.
You want him to cost us Taça da Liga games as well?
He's already done that last year. He's already doing that.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's either him or Franco, and I think I trust him more than Franco at the moment.
That's what I was going to say. Surely in like Europa League games, in this game, I probably would have put Franco in. And I just think for the last few Europa League games, I think it's been Franco, or maybe like I think it was Raquel and another. Who was the other team? No, it wasn't Atlanta. It was
Franco played a good chunk of the Europa League.
No, not the Polish.
That was Raquel.
Sturm.
That's it. Yeah, and I just think like are young boys as good as Stromcast and Raquel? They didn't really
a little bit better.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
Again, they scored 3 against us. 2 of them were offside, but they still scored it.
They still scored. Yeah.
That second one was so offside.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
The thing is, it was a really off as well. But like,
yeah.
But for me, I feel like Franco needs more minutes, and I think when we see Franco, he makes mistakes. It's like, well, I only see him like once a month, once every 2 months.
Yeah, it's not like he's playing for the B team and getting any minutes.
Yeah, he's just in training and sitting on the bench.
Yeah, he's just
at the
training,
Alvalade, right? Like he's not doing much.
He trains and then plays like 1 game a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sweet gig, like
if you can get it.
sweet gig. The only gig better is the Andre Paulo gig, which is you train and you don't even play the one.
Nah, the best one was Paulo Lopez from Benfica. He'd want to win a trophy every year for playing like
all the
2
time.
minutes off the
We
bench.
sub you in
He
the
was
last game.
he was the Portuguese version of Scott Carson from Man City.
Yeah.
Played no games.
Eladio or Eduardo when he was at Chelsea.
Eladio and Eduardo.
Dude, he stayed till he was like 40. It was such a good gig.
Well, I think Eduardo's still like a goalkeeper coach there or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's coaching. He's a goalkeeper coach at Braga still.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Chris, who was your man of the match for this game?
I'm gonna give it to Gyökeres. I mean, he was just on another level compared to anybody else.
Yeah, fair enough. Danny, what about you?
I'm gonna give mine to Quaresma, but if either you or Rich give it to Quaresma, I'll change mine to Ishkai.
Okay, Rich, who are you going to give yours to?
I'm giving mine to his guy. No, just kidding. I'm giving mine to Gyökeres. I thought he was really good.
I'm going to go a bit left field. I thought Edwards was actually really good today. And I think winning
that's
the penalty,
that's fair.
like we mentioned, I don't know if it was a penalty, but it was great work from him to do so. And there was just so many opportunities that he gave to Gyökeres or gave to Pot, but he was just really good on the ball. And I said to you guys in the chat, even if he does dive, to dive on artificial grass is a pain.
It doesn't feel great. It does not feel great.
So he literally put his body on the line. So
yeah,
fair play. Fair play to Marcus there. But yeah, Edwards for me was man of the match.
Good stuff.
But yes, speaking of good stuff, the ultimate game I would say of this podcast was
we called Danny a madman for this one. We got to preface this. We do our predictions. I think all three of us do 2-1 with like some variation of Gyökeres and somebody else. Danny puts 6-0. I see this in the chat. We messaged chat and I go, Danny, what the hell are you doing?
I knew it.
He goes, I have the vision. When they hit 3 and like the first, like I was like, okay, like 3, and then they hit 4. When they hit 5, I was like, bro was on something. Bro had the vision. All right, I should have let him cook.
And I think I had like the first 2 right. I think I had like Pot, Gyökeres.
You had 2 or 3. You had 2 or 3 of the goal scorers, I think, total. But I'm like, if he gets the score line and like one more score, he's gonna have like a 6-point week or something ridiculous.
Bro. They were so close right at the end to go 6-0.
Oh, it was unbelievable. They could have made it. Should have been 6 as well.
Yeah. But before we get into that, let me just read out the lineups quickly. Adan in goal, Eduardo Quaresma getting a goal, Coates, Inacio, Nuno Santos getting a goal, Jenny, Hulman, Morita, Pedro Gonzalez with 2 assists, Trincao with the goal and assist, and Gyökeres with the goal. Off the bench, Braganza with the goal, Edwards, Mateus Reis, Ricardo Esgaio, and Paulinho. We'll mention as well, I mentioned this last time we played Braga. A lot of former sporting players on Braga's team. Font is in the academy. Paulo Oliveira played a few seasons for us, and with Jean Martinho, Borja. I think that's it. But
3.4.
Wow. That's a Don numbers right there. That's bad.
Victor
3.2 for Victor Gomez.
Yeah, that's
Christ.
Rookie numbers.
But yeah, Rich, I'll start with you this time. What were your overall thoughts in this game?
My overall thoughts are this was a good day to be a Sporting fan and a bad day to be Dave Pereira. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, it was like instant just pressure all
kicking
over
him all
them.
down, man.
Yeah, he cheers for Braga. What do you want? Yeah, brutal game from Braga. I expected so much more out of this team this season, and they have just been a wet fart.
Let them cook. They're cooking in the kitchen.
It's that scene from I put out a great tweet, and if anybody sees it earlier, it's a great tweet. It's just the Will Smith when he tries to put something in the pot, just fucking flames all over. Yeah, it was instant pressure from the get-go. Like they were all over Braga the whole time. Braga were lucky to get out of the first half, not down by like 6, if we're being perfectly honest. Everybody looked really good. Like Jenny, I think that was his first start back, if I'm not mistaken. He looked pretty good. Quaresma's obviously continues to look great. Hulman looked good. Morita was kind of the only one where I was kind of let down.
Poor. Yeah.
He was kind of poor this game, but you know, it is what it is. He didn't even look bad. He just didn't look great. Gyökeres is Gyökeres. Pot with 2 assists. Good on him. Nuno Sanz didn't piss me off this game. He actually had a nice goal. I think that was the deflected goal, though, actually, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, the Nuno Sanz goal. Whatever. He scored a goal.
It wasn't a no. It was kind of like a penalty shout, but then they played on and then.
It was the hand. It was the hand. It was. They would have probably called it back for a handball, but he ended up slotting it in. Past Mateos. Yeah. No real complaints for anybody. I thought all the players looked good. Trincao especially really burning his former team, which was good. I think this was the game where I put in the group chat, second half of the season, Trincao might actually be a thing. Because he's been cooking since the beginning of the year, since January, basically. So that second half of the season, fire might actually be a thing. He looked good. He's my man of the match, I can say it now, personally. It was good to see Braganza come in, get on the score sheet. Edwards came in, didn't get to do much. Mateus Reich and his guy and Paulinho came in, did really nothing. I will say as well, the Eduardo Quaresma goal is probably the nicest of the goals, or one of the nicest of the goals. I thought it was great. I didn't realize he had that type of footwork in him to just quickly get the ball and pull it in. And it was a really tight shot. Most guys probably try to go far post. He went like inside the near post with very little space. It was super well placed. So I'm happy to see that. Would love to see more of that, my friend. Nothing else to say. It's a 5-0 win against Braga again. It seems like the only time we don't beat Braga was the game before this, the Taça Liga, which we really should have won like 5-0. If we're being completely honest with ourselves, and if Braga fans are being honest with ourselves. And if Artur Jorge is being honest with himself,
exactly.
Bullshit press conference. Oh, we outplayed Sporting. I'm like, yeah, on the scoreboard and every other metric, you were dog shit that game.
I thank him for that. He did what he needed to do for us to do what we needed to do.
Artur Jorge, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. He might coach himself out of a job by the end of this month.
Yeah,
by the end of the day, brother.
By the end of the
day.
If he's not gone by the end of February, I'm gonna be shocked because to win a Taça Liga, like I figured, okay, he bought himself some time, and then the next like 2 or 3 games to follow it up with how bad they've been. Wow. I know it's 2 bad games, but you're already like 15 or 20 points off of first place.
Yeah. Well, you say 2 bad games. When they played us in the Allianz,
it was bad.
They were bad. Even against Estoril, they weren't great.
You'll take ugly wins. If you're winning, you don't care, right?
But the signs were there, is what I mean.
Yeah,
the signs that it was eventually
to get demolished these like this game and the game against Karabakh today. If he gets blown out like one more game, I think it's over. I think it's over for him. Like I don't think you could justify keeping him as a coach if I'm Braga, because it's unforgivable results. If they lose this game like 2-1 or like 2-0 or something, I don't think anyone really bats much of an eye. And even if they lose today and it's another like 2-1, 2-0, people probably like, what the hell? But like, you're not thinking the guy's job's in jeopardy. 2 horribly lopsided games. They were lucky this game wasn't 7 or 8-0, and they were lucky their game today wasn't like 7 or 8-2. They were so bad. They've looked so and like you said, Sam, the 2 Taça Liga games. Yeah, they won. They won like by the absolute hair on their chinny chin. Like they were so outplayed in those games, but they got the result the other day. So I think that's the only reason why we see him having a job as of this recording, because they've been bad this last couple weeks. In contrast to us, we've been pretty good, and we actually got some help this week in the game week as well with Benfica drawing to Guimarães. Never going to complain when they lose points. Probably should have lost if we're being honest, but it is what it is. Nothing really to add this game. It's a 5-0 win. You can't really have much to complain about in a 5-0 win, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Chris, what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought it was honestly awesome. I don't really even think the score was exaggerated. Again, we were all over them from the jump, creating chances. They barely even reached the goal, to be honest. There's not much more to add. When the score is like this, it's a shame that we couldn't put 1 or 2 away against them in the Taça da Liga.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, the performance wasn't that different. I mean, it's just that we took care of business and they got more deflated once the score got more and more exaggerated. Same thing probably would have happened in the Taça da Liga. Yeah, I mean, I guess that he's won a trophy, right? So that's helped them.
It's bought him some time.
Job security. Because there's definitely a case to be made for him. But yeah, that trophy does go a long way. It's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. That's what the league is only a real trophy if you win it. If you lose it, it's fake.
It means nothing. It means zero things. Who even Mickey Mouse Cup is
so
what it's
yeah,
called.
Whatever. It's the Mickey Mouse Cup. We're still very much in position to be fighting for the ultimate prize on the last day. So got a little bit of help this weekend finally. I don't even care. Porto lost. Who cares? Like they're done. They've been done.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's Jover for them.
It's been Jover. Now it's officially
Now it's officially Jover.
So yeah, it was good season, boys. Let's see if it's bad enough to actually get your emperor kicked out.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's bad, but I don't know if it's that bad because it is Portugal after all. It's pretty hard to purge yourself.
His biggest cheerleader is in prison at the moment, so
that's why he's falsely accused. He lives in poverty, don't you know? Did you not see that? Did you not see the reports? Like, yeah, he only makes like $6,000 or $8,000 a year. I'm like, bro is driving, got like a multi-car garage, living in a mansion. Like,
bro is living in like a €2 million house.
Like, man, if he's living in poverty, I want me some of that.
I want to see what his mortgage is, brother.
I was gonna say
interest rates in Portugal are low. That's all.
Yeah,
his tax returns probably make it look like he's in poverty, but
I
think there's some side hustles in there.
Like, it's like, he lives like just above the poverty line. Like, man, I need to get
robbing
the
club,
robbing everybody's line.
So yeah, we'll see if things are bad enough at Porto for that to actually happen. I'm still not convinced, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say here other than it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, fair enough. Danny, what about you?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I had a feeling this was coming. Like I said, we battered them in the Taça da Liga, so I just knew that we were going to give them the same spanking we gave them. Just this time, we're going to put away chances. I was shocked to see Trincão start over Edwards, I have to admit, but I'm happy with it.
We're not complaining now.
I'm happy with it, 100%. I thought Trincão had a game and a half. Anticipated the ball well. Okay, the first goal, kind of their mistake, but he still bangs that from outside of the box, goes through, I think, Font or Paulo Oliveira's legs to sneak in. Listen, I like Matheus Jeanette, but that third goal, the Gyökeres goal, stinks.
He needs to do. I mean, it's a good shot by Gyökeres to get it up, to even get a shot off it on target.
He fluffed it.
Matheus, man, you gotta have that. It's almost right at you.
Stinks. Reeks of shit.
Oh,
stinks.
Just a frango of the highest order.
Where is there some Febreze on the field? We need to Febreze this baby, bro. That stunk.
Like, it's good. It's good on Gyökeres to even get a shot off there and get the ball on target. But like,
poor shot though.
Matheus, it's my brother in Christ, my brother in Allah. It is right at you almost. Yeah. Do better. It's like you can say that's a savable goal.
You don't have to do better. You don't have to do better. That's fine.
You don't have to, but that is 100% savable.
Yeah. But yeah, a great game from us. Like I said, I was predicting this to come. This was actually my dad's birthday on Sunday, so I went to go have lunch with him at the Casa de Sporting here in Toronto. Had a nice beef a casa. Ate that shit up just before the game started, I should say. So I was very satisfied. Stomach was full. Sitting in a table full of old timers, some young guy right beside us too. Every time João Moutinho got the ball and the stadium was whistling at him, the young guy was whistling at him. The old guys beside
next time
me.
I'm in Toronto, I gotta try to catch a game at the Casa Sport thing.
Brother, you'll find my dad there, bro. My dad lives there.
I need to see Mr. Saldana.
But yeah, the old guys at my table. Masapot filha da puta. Bro, it was amazing. It was as if I was at the stadium.
It's literally been over a decade. Awesome.
Yeah.
Literally. but that's why I bring this up.
Fuck that
I bring this
guy.
up because I see tweets that are like, I bet this filha da puta regrets his decision that he made. I'm like, bro, didn't he make that in 08?
Generational.
Didn't he win like everything since?
Generation. No, you know what? I don't care. Generational hate. Doesn't matter. Generational hate.
Bro won the Europa League with Portugal. I don't think he
won everything with Portugal. He won the Euros. Won
went to England. Had a nice career in the Premier League.
Played in multiple World Cups.
Won the Euro.
He's still our youngest captain. I think
he's doing all right. He did all right.
Yeah, he did all right. It's just
career.
fucking upset that he didn't get to do all that while he was with us.
Facts, exactly. With that being said, fuck you, Masaport, filha da puta.
Fuck you. Generational hate. We love to see it.
Facts. Yeah, man. Jenny was amazing. I thought Jenny was really good too. I'm seeing 5.2. I'm kind of shocked on that. I was shocked to see both Jenny and Nuno Santos start because Mourinho likes to start an attacker on one side and a defender on the other.
Yeah, he went kind of adventurous with
balls to the wall in this game. But I think that's also testament to the players too, because it just proves that Jenny is a lot more solid defensively. I think Nuno Santos is also pretty better, but like better defensively as well. Maybe because he's lost a bit of pace behind him. Maybe that's why he has to be a bit more aggressive. But both great games from them. Pot was great as well. The young guy that I mentioned that was on the table beside, he wanted Trincão bench the moment he didn't celebrate. I get it. I'm with him.
Fine.
But I thought, again, Trincão was incredible. Gyökeres, I was tired watching him. I was kind of hoping Paulinho would come into the game, but I guess he is injured, so fair enough. Yeah, man. Nothing else to add other than that. I want to just piggyback off of what you guys were saying. I think Arturo Jorge should have been gone. I mean, Braga fans, not only just Dave, but there's another Braga fan. I think his name's Arthur or some shit like that on Twitter. Also wants Arturo Jorge gone. I think I'm with Dave. I think the Roca manager is. I mean, especially they had a well play. Like, I don't know how much of that you can credit to the players. I think it's credit to the players and the coach. That first goal against Porto in the first minute or whatever it was, basically every player touched the ball. It was 15 passes or something like that before the goal went in.
Yeah,
not even a touch from Porto. I think he's one to watch. He might be Braga's next manager. With that being said, I think there's a manager that went to a final of AFCON, Portuguese. He lost it though. José Peseiro might also be in line, Dave. So I don't know which
Are you ready, Braga fans, for what can only be described as the genius of Peseiro ball?
The return.
The return of the prodigal son. So
exactly.
Some would say.
Carvajal just got sacked by Olympiacos. He might be also waiting to come back home as well, right? Like ever since he left Braga, nothing's really been the same for him, right?
I'm just
saying,
a
decent spell at Celta Vigo, but
I'm just saying, I think if you want to go for style and panache, you go after the drip god, Alvaro Pacheco.
That's too late now. That's too late now. He leaves Guimarães and goes to Braga. He's murdered in the street.
Well, then
which, by the way, shout out Guimarães.
He can come to us if he wants. Then when Amorim goes.
Yeah. I mean, I still want a Bell, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
We're priced. I think a Bell's too much expensive money for us now. I think we're priced out of them. I could be wrong, but
I hope you're wrong. But I hear you though.
I'm never wrong, but I'd like to be wrong. You know how you think I'm wrong? Never ask me. I'll tell you.
So I'm gonna steal that one next time my girl yells at me.
I'm never wrong.
But yeah, no, and shout out to Guimarães because I think they had the sprinkler. I mean, I understand it was raining, but I think they had the sprinklers on too. I think that's the main reason why they lost, why they drew against Benfica, because Benfica were even in the mud. They were first half they were poor, but the second half they could have maybe. But again, they had to go down to 10 to steal a result. So
yeah.
If Benfica start playing 11 against 11, I think we might be good. But I mean, knock on wood. Because nothing's done yet. At least we're tied in first, especially after this weekend.
With a game in hand.
With a game in hand, exactly. I don't think Porto's all that out of it just yet. They're what, 5 points?
It's still kind of early to count them fully out of it, I think.
But they're 5 points, right?
10.
If they're 7,
no more.
10?
It's 7.
7?
With the loss, it would have.
7.
It's 7,
Let
I
me
think.
check.
Yeah. Double check. Take a gander at the stats.
Because I don't ever want to say Porto are out of anything, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
They are 7 points off. But
Yeah,
Sporting
so-
obviously with a game in hand, so if we win that game, they can be 10 points.
Yeah. But
Okay,
I think it's
maybe
still a
they
bit
are.
soon to count them fully out of it yet.
It's over.
Wait, it's Joe. You think it's Jover? You
It's
think
over.
it's Jover?
I mean, maybe they can challenge for second, but
You
Yeah.
think it's over?
they're gonna end
I
up
would
in no
love it.
man's land where they're too far from second and 2 above third, or I mean 2 above fourth. They're not
Well,
gonna get,
yeah.
they're not gonna get caught by fourth.
Third and fourth, I think now are just
We've spent plenty of season in that third place. No
in that
man's
purgatory.
land.
Where
We
you
were
can't get
we were just
Champions League.
there.
We're veterans of that.
Yeah,
spot.
like you can't get Champions League, but you
Yeah.
can't drop down
Yeah,
like
so
out of
you're just-
European
you're
play.
just
You know you're
chilling.
gonna be
You're
getting
just fucking
European
chilling.
football.
So
and,
yeah,
third to fifth is like Europa League is not even Europa League, it's Europa Conference League spots unless the cup.
they haven't even been in
changes,
that
yeah.
spot in a minute. So
It's
you
been a
know
while.
what?
It's been a
I
while.
don't feel that bad for them. They'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't either. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But the thing is with them too, if they do fire their emperor, like you were saying, Chris, I don't know who the fuck they get. Like
Yeah.
Moonspeed Sunset, Nottingham. I can't think of a like top Portuguese manager. Maybe
Yeah,
like,
but if Nottingham
it's
goes
maybe
down, he'll
Woody.
just get sacked. You know,
Yeah.
it might even be
Do
a
they try to
6-month
go-
project, even if they stay up.
Yeah. Do they
Yeah.
try to go?
Yeah.
Do they try to get the prodigal son to return? Do they try to get big
No
Big
shot.
Jose? Like
Dude, he's not
Jose?
coming
They
back
could-
right now.
He's not coming back now with
But
that
it's they're
shit
so
show, like,
poor
right?
right now. I don't know if he would take.
That's the
that.
thing.
But
Like they can barely
might.
afford to pay attention. Like think they
Yeah.
can afford. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucked, honestly.
yeah, it could be the crumbling. It could be like the crumbling of Rome.
They'll
in a
get
minute.
somebody, but
They'll get
Yeah, I
someone.
think they'll be
it'll
back
be like
up
a
by next
name,
season,
but it'll
you know
be like
what?
a
You know, it'd be
name
hilarious. My thing is, it would be hilarious if Pinto Costa wins the presidency and Vilas Boas becomes manager. That would be amazing.
No shot. It'd be amazing, but no,
You don't
no
say.
chance. No
You don't
chance.
say.
Where's the Vince McMahon music? No chance in hell that happens. No way is that gonna happen.
Leonardo Jardim? I just thought of that.
Oh, why would you say? Why would you put that in my head? What's the matter with you?
Anyways,
What's wrong
Sam,
with
take it
you?
away, brother.
Finish
Yeah,
us off
there's
with
not-
this game.
There's not much to say. But for Braga, it's like everyone was saying how good they've done this transfer window, and I'm like, Joseph Font's 39, John Martino's 35.
He's
I said this.
35.
I said
Yeah,
this at the
Pizzi's-
beginning of the season. They built a team to win. They built a great team to win the Liga 5
in
years ago.
2010.
They built a great team to win the Liga
Yeah.
like 5-6 years ago. Now, get out of here.
The only signing I think they've made, and I'm like, that's really good, and I do like seeing him play, is that Zalazar. I think he's a
Zalazar.
very good player.
That's a good signing. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. And it's smart from them because it's an investment. He's still a young player. And I
Mm-hmm.
think they'll make money on that. What was weird about this is Al Musrati leaving. I think it was before this game because I can't see him there. But
He was confirmed leaving after this game pretty much. So he's probably traveling to Turkey, to Besiktas.
Yeah. But it was just
Only
a bit of a weird
50,
one.
15 million for him as well. I thought they would have got at least 20.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, and then to have a midfield with, I know people like Martinho, but for me, every time I watch him, he passes sideways and backwards. I feel like that's all he does. And I am a Jean Martinho hater, number one. But I just don't see what people see. Back in the day, even like 2 years ago at Wolves, he was still a great player. But now, doesn't have the
He's
speed.
Washed now.
He's a good captain, I think, to have as a leader, but he's not
Yeah.
a good player. Same with Font. Like, he was getting cooked this game. Paulo Oliveira as well, man. I did like him sporting.
All
but,
three guys showed their age in this game.
yeah.
I think.
And as considering how well they did marking Gyökeres in the Taça Liga, because Gyökeres didn't have a sniff on goal, and when he did, it was a really like off balance chance. Then compared to them, like Gyökeres was just making them almost like dance in front of him. That's how good Gyökeres was in that game. And Victor Gomez as well, man. I don't think I've seen a worse cameo this season. That was
Absolutely cooked this game.
And I've had to watch Nuno Santos on many occasions. So, I mean, that should... And Esgai. I don't think Esgai's had a game as bad as that this season.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot. But in terms of sport performances, I mean, Eduardo Quaresma can't say enough about how good he's been. And he deserves that goal so much. There is just no doubt about it. It's such a good goal. And it's sort of... He still scored against Porto in my book. I know,
we take that goal. Fuck it. We take his goal.
It wasn't offside. I'm gonna say that again. No, sorry, it wasn't a foul. I'm gonna say it again. But two goals against Braga and Porto. Some strikers don't even manage that. So really good from him. Nuno Santos as well. His crossing again annoyed me this game, but it was a lot less noticeable because I think of how well we were playing, how much we scored. But Trincao as well. Need to give him a special shout out. He's been so good over the last month. He's really given Ruben Amorim a headache with Edwards and Trincao, because Edwards this season I think has been really good too. And let's be honest, Pedro Gonçalves is never being dropped from this team, so it's going to be Edwards or Trincao. And Trincao's been on fire. And I think if he continues this, I think Roberto Martin is going to have to take a look at him, because if Pedro Neto stays fit, I think Pedro Neto's there. But it feels like he plays a month, then stops for a month, then plays for a month. And even guys like Ricardo Horta, is he going to get called for the national team? I don't think he should. Bruma was, I think, 2 months ago, was there, but I don't think he will anymore.
It's funny, the Braga boys have kind of played themselves out of Euros contention right now, and some of the Sporting boys have played themselves back into it, now that you're mentioning it.
But other than that, I think it's just a very good team performance defensively. We were solid. Kawhi's had a really good game, I thought, as well. I thought Morita, like you guys said, was a bit off, but I think we could forgive him coming back from, a different system, a different setup to
different time zone.
He's been playing too. He's been playing too, unlike Diamante. Like, he played like every game, I think.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he went out there, not injured, but I think he definitely had a knock or something, because he didn't play maybe like the last game before, maybe like 2 games before. He didn't play, so I don't know. But I think he probably just a rhythm thing. I think Amorim said it as well. He just needs to get some rheym, and then
he's been playing like you said, different system, different time zones. He's still playing games too, so he's probably still a little tired from all of that. So like, give him some time.
Yeah. But other than that, I praised Borja for Braga this season, but in this game I thought it was very as well. But he's been decent for Braga, I thought.
Yeah.
He almost had an assist, if I recall, but like that was the peak.
That was it. that was the glory right there. You almost had an assist.
But yeah, other than that, I won't say anything else. I think there's much to say apart from Danny. Who was your man of the match this game?
I think I'm gonna give it to. I'm with you. I'm gonna give it to Quaresma. I breezed by his goal, but it was a great goal. He had a great game. His confidence is skyrocketed. So is Trincão's. Obviously, they're night and day between what they were in the start of the season to now. I think we even talked about a game in the beginning of the season where we were pretty much saying like his career's done. Like, he's gonna be, a WAF type player. And don't get me wrong. I mean, he's in a good moment right now. It may be that going forward, but he's been electric. So second match, I'll give him man of the match because defensively solid, and then that goal was just great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough. Chris, who's your man of the match this game?
Couple candidates.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Eduardo Quaresma.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Richard, what about you?
Trincão. Although Quaresma would have been my second choice. I want to be a little different. Both guys played phenomenal.
Yeah, fair enough. I want to give it to Trincão. I think, with the form he's been on and against his former team as well, really good. Just, run out of words to say. He's just been really good.
Picked a good time. He's picked a really good time to heat up.
Yeah. Next time, though, celebrate.
I was going to think, if Moutinho scored, do you think he would have celebrated?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Him and Figo are the same type of player. They celebrate when they score against Sporting and nothing games. Piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And I like Figo as a player, but the same thing. He's fucking scumbag too.
Yeah, fair enough. I think there's not much to speak on the Lorraine.
We don't need to speak about the Tossa. We could just we don't even have to go to goal point. It's a 3-0 win against Ladia. There's not much to really say. They're in the semifinals now. They play Benfica, so we have 2 extra derby games this season. And the winner of that will play, I believe, Guimarães or Porto.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's the other semifinal. I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, not much to really add in that regard. Like, it's a 3-0 win in Ladia. Good support again away. They're in all the cups right now, still as it stands. So that's good.
The cups that are still going on.
The cups that are still going on. What do you mean? That wasn't a real cup. They lost to Braga before.
Yeah, true.
That wasn't a cup. That was just
Listen, the quadruple's still on. I'm not talking about Taça da Liga. I'm talking about the Cinco Violinos, the more important.
They could still win super tosses and stuff too, eh? Like, you know,
quadruple is still on, baby.
Next year,
Quad is on. Yeah. Cinco Violinos.
Also, there's kind of a tight turnaround time between our game next Monday and then the game Thursday. I mean, that's
really quick.
Somebody's got to be smart,
yeah.
But also he needs to get 3 points. And Moreirense on the road.
Moreirense is playing well. They're a tricky team.
Not easy.
Which is why I think we rested Quach today. I think, especially playing on Astro,
that's why a couple guys got arrested today. Because they know they're going to be playing at least one of those other ones.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he needs to win the Moreirense game. You could argue he doesn't necessarily need to win the Young Boys game.
We need to at least draw the Moreirense game.
They just need to lose.
We're still a game back.
He can't.
But
I think he's got to win the Moreirense.
I'm with you too. Because the game still hasn't been won. Because if we draw any game or we lose games,
it reopens the title.
The pressure, exactly, and then the pressure to
it's not like it's over, but it changes.
It changes things, but until you get that made up game, it changes a lot of things, right?
Like, and it's Famalicão away, nonetheless. You know, like if it was at home, okay, you know,
Famalicão away is always a pain in the ass. It's been a pain in the ass since they came up to Primeira Divisão.
Which, by the way, still no date for that, eh?
They scheduled it today.
Did they schedule today? When's it set?
When is it?
It's Thursday the 29th.
Of March?
February?
February.
February?
And then leg 2 is in April.
No. I'm saying the Famalicão game.
That's
what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Taça de Portugal.
No. That I know has been announced.
Yeah, that was announced I think yesterday. The Famalicão game now, but there's no February date that will work, so it'll be
it's gonna have to be March,
probably April or maybe March.
April's already fucked as it is.
It honestly depends on how far we make it in the Liga Europa, to be honest.
Yeah, because that's gonna change a lot of things if they go on a hell of a run, right? Like
it makes it so that there's less time,
less
and
less
midweeks to stick it into as well.
Yeah. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, they have this week off. We can stick it on this random Wednesday."
Little Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday action.
It might end up having to be like a Saturday, Tuesday. It might have to be like something like that, like a Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, or something along those lines.
Yeah, that'd be fucked.
It's good. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that stretch of games potentially.
Critical games at that, you know.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
absolutely.
Isn't it April is supposed to be like a hellscape month too? That's like all of our hardest games. Like all of our on paper hardest games for the Segunda Volta are pretty much all in April.
And if we get there, a Europa League title will be as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And it'll be in a quarterfinal, so it'll obviously be a good team.
It'd be a pretty good side we'd be having to play. So not necessarily,
or even maybe even a semifinal at that point. Nah, because this is a round of 32. It'll be like
this is the first round of 16. Yeah,
we played Juventus in the quarters, I think, in April, or like just the start of. Maybe end of March, one leg, April the 2nd.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was in like April we played Juventus. So yeah, they could potentially. I mean, it's good because if you're playing those games, you know the team's playing well and they're in everything. But it's also like, oh shit, we got a lot of games suddenly, and we got to figure out how to rotate guys. So it's a good but a bad problem to have. It's a problem to have. Do we want to get into predictions or fantasy first, Sam?
We'll go with predictions, I suppose, since it's fresh on the memory. We'll start off with Braga, as we mentioned, because Danny was one goal off, man, for getting the result.
Oh, he was so close to glory.
The other thing I'm always cheesed about is I'll get like a goal scorer that'll score the next game.
You've had that a couple
times.
Like
Ignacio next game. You know what I mean? Like,
but Bragança too.
Well, Bragança scored this game.
Oh yeah. You got Bragança. Yeah. So you didn't get Pot. You didn't get Trinca. You got
no. I didn't get Pot and Ignacio and Goqueres third or second. Sorry.
Yeah, you only got the one Jokeres goal. That's right.
Yeah.
Because if you had the score line, that would have been an additional 2 points for you, or if you had another goal scorer on top of that, obviously.
I like that. And then the rest getting it in already. I like that.
I literally did it already so that I wouldn't forget.
Oh, Chris already got the Monedas. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because
I
we're
didn't
gonna
mean
get
to
to Europa.
interrupt. I just noticed it.
I put it in like
Europa
while we
League
were on
game.
live because I was like, I'm not giving away free points.
Again. You gave away big points.
And
this
if for
week.
some reason Gyökeres doesn't play because they're resting him or whatever, I'll change
Oh my
the
god,
score.
absolutely.
But I'm confident on. I think it's gonna be 1-0. We're a tough road game. Like we.
Oh, it's on the road too, isn't it?
1-0 feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fair
think it's
enough.
only going to be something like. I'm not going to put my predictions yet, but I think like a 1-goal game is about what I expect.
There you go. Let me join you there.
So yeah, Danny put up 4 points. Chris, Sam, and I put up 3, 2, and 3. I only had 1 goal score. Chris had 2. Sam had 2 goal scorers. We both get a point.
Quaresma, nice one.
That was a good. That was a rogue shout, I thought, but he had some.
I told you last time I went for race. I'm trying to go for those.
He's trying to go for a random center back. And then if you go to the Europa League game today, Sam, there's some shifts.
Yeah, because Rich got it spot on today.
I got spot on today, boys. I got the 3-1.
I was thinking 3-1 yesterday too, but I was like, no, let's just do it.
I know I was cheering for 4-1, but selfishly I was also like, nah, like stop the count because like I'll get better points this week if I get that.
Yeah.
So Danny gets 2 because he gets a win and he gets a goal scorer. Chris forgot a rare lapse of judgment from Chris.
Got to be better than that.
Got to do better, man. You got to take your chances, man. You got to be here week in, week out, like I am, man.
I'm not lie. I remembered like 2 minutes before the game.
Yeah. So I get a goal scorer plus the result, and then Sam gets a goal scorer and the Sporting win. So if you go to the table now, Sam, we will see a bit of shift. You guys,
Danny, gonna go to the
oh yeah, we have the Ladia game as well. I forgot about that.
So,
Danny predicted 5-1. He gets 2. Chris did twice.
This
twice
is my
in 1 week.
This is my flop era, but I'm
gave away. You gave away 3 points. So yeah, you let me pull away from you this week a little bit.
I'll be back.
I got a couple points for the result and goal scorer. Sam the same thing. Nothing too crazy. Danny gets 2 points for the result and and a goal scorer. Good for him. And then now if we go to the top of the table,
let's do that.
So Danny and Sam have made up some points at least on Chris. Chris gave away a lot of points this week, so you guys gained several on him because you guys were like way behind him. So I sit right now at the top at 59 after two or three strong game days. Chris, giving away points.
I'm just looking to keep it interesting.
Yeah, he's making it interesting. Sam has had a couple good weeks the last few weeks, so he's made up some ground. Danny, not as strong, but he's gained some points, and Chris not filling in points has helped him a bit. So that's where we stand right now.
Chris is being the most Spartangish out of all of us because he's letting the lead slip.
Yeah, he's like Chris was in first at one point, whereas I'm like I don't want to give this shit up. I'm not trying to be like this team. And that's it for predictions as of right now. And Sam, I will let you or whoever take it away with fantasy. Because I actually have no clue what went on. I haven't checked fantasy this last week.
We all had like
I'm down to like 4th in Canada now.
59 Thick Vic 6. I gained a couple more points on Thick Vic.
Nice.
I guess we'll start with me at the bottom.
Start from the bottom.
They're never bad. It was just the Porto boys.
The Porto boys really like you down.
Me too.
Mujica though is a good shout. I thought.
Yeah, I picked him up 2 weeks
Edwards
ago.
And Carlinhos
scored the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Nuno Santos. Yeah,
how was your bench? I didn't really much on your bench. You left like an extra couple points.
Nah, nothing special.
Not too bad.
Nothing.
Still, I think 55. Got the average, so we'll take average. So.
Fubar, where did I do this? I have no clue, but it's the first I'm seeing this. So, all right, not too bad. Ralvas let me down a little bit, and so then Antonio Silva because of the draw. What I leave on my bench, I'm afraid to ask.
Your bench, yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay, I'm fine. That's I can live with that. All right, I basically got as many points as I could have got. I wasn't sure about Thiago's guy who's starting this one, so I was like, I'll leave it, and I kind of wish I had started him just to get the extra 1 or 2 points, but whatever. We move.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Chris with Thick Vic and the Revolutionaries.
Ujika as well.
They
A lot
just-
of Ujika love this week from you guys.
Is it? I don't think there's like one big score. Obviously, Jokic gets 16, but it's just a very well.
Yeah, we all had somebody let us down this week. Like if you had Braga boys and Benfica boys, you kind of got a little bit let down or very let down by them this week.
9th in the US though, Chris.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty good.
Top 10, baby.
He's
Gotta
doing
keep
it.
And on
pushing,
your bench,
What's his bench?
Marcelo and Kevin Silver on the bench.
Fabio
Yeah.
Ronaldo
Would've been
as
nice.
well.
Would've been nice.
Oh,
Now
you
watch.
pulled me.
I'm definitely not going to start them this week because we're playing Sporting, and
Yeah, that's
watch
fair.
what happens.
Yeah, you're gonna not start them. They're gonna go sicko mode.
Should I start them? Fuck. The reverse drinks.
Yeah, really. And
And then we'll go on to
yeah.
Danny in 4th. Wow, Danny is slipping.
Fourth, he's
fourth,
dropped
I
from
know.
second. He's dropped
I
two more
know.
places. Dropped 2 places.
I know.
I
I haven't changed my team a lot. So those
Yeah,
listening,
you've kept your team you've been kind of
the
conservative.
same.
with
No,
it.
I haven't changed that at all. So those
Yeah.
listening in the YouTubes or on Twitter, reach out. Tell me the moves I need to make, boys.
Don't
I
maneuver.
probably won't listen to you. I'm going to be honest with you. But tell me nonetheless. 'cause-
And if you don't want to tell him, tell me the
Yeah,
maneuvers.
tell
Like,
Ray.
Tell me
I'm
you
still
think
trying
you're
to catch
January.
that. Who the hell is this guy? He doesn't even have
Elton,
a.
did he leave or something?
Did he
Because he
leave?
didn't
Did
play
something
against.
Irish?
Bro,
League?
that's crazy. You just have no one? That's kind of
You
sick.
just don't have a
actually.
dude.
But
That's
he
kinda
left, right?
fucking
Because he
sucks.
didn't even play against
yeah.
Benfica.
Yeah,
And I thought he was their backup.
I thought he was their backup
Uh,
too, but I guess he's just not.
I think he must have left or something.
He's
So
in.
you gotta
injured.
change your bench guy then. Your bench goalie. It looks like that's wild.
Damn it, bro! I just had him because he's cheap.
I know you put your backup goalie as like a cheap.
Bro's in
loser,
the
right?
second
Like,
division of Holland.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
in Dortmund. Bro, how did I miss that?
That's
Wasn't the
crazy.
team
I didn't even
that,
hear about that. Usually we hear about
That's
those ones. Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
I feel like someone we saw plays in Dortmund now.
Boys,
or used
do you,
to.
It was Pedro
I don't know.
Marques.
It was
Do you
pretty
remember?
nasty.
Do you remember this lad though? Like Roberto Martinez called him up,
He called him up as
Yeah.
like an emergency backup because somebody was hurt. He was
And now he's
emergency
playing
hurt
in the
straight.
second
He was
division?
training- Yeah,
so
He's
guy
like
didn't want to
under
call up
21.
Andre Paulo.
he was like under 21, like
That's
Portugal
crazy.
international, like
Yeah. He was their
semi-regularly
top
there.
You know who this vibe reminds me of, right? Where he's like playing so much in the youth teams. He's getting call-ups to the senior team.
Who's
But his
that,
club
Chris?
career is just like
Who's
not
that,
all that.
Chris?
João Virginia.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to hit me with the Fabio Paim.
No,
I
no,
thought he was about to hit us
bro.
with like a fucking
Bro
Bruno
was like
Vanella
the
or
captain
like a
of the
Mika.
U21s at like age
Yeah, that's
24
true.
still somehow.
I thought he was gonna hit us with like.
But
Mika.
to be fair, to João Virginia's defense, he was playing for like Arsenal or some shit, right?
He was playing
True.
for Everton. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now he's at
Arsenal.
Everton.
Yeah,
Now
and
he's
Arsenal
at
too. I
Everton.
think for a time. Yeah, I thought you were gonna hit us with like Mika. like
Nah, Mika's a legend, bro.
Under 20 World Cup legend. That team had
Legend,
no
bro.
business
What
going.
about
to
the-
final.
And he's Bruno's cousin.
Yeah, yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
What about the back two? The two Diogos. There was Diogo Quiros and Diogo
Oh.
Leite.
Diogo Light and Diogo
Diogo
Queiroz.
Queiroz also just went somewhere.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I just seen it on
It was
on
Diogo, it
Instagram.
was a
I
back
remember-
line of all Diogos. It was Diogo Queiroz, Diogo Light, and
Diogo Queiroz
Diogo
ended up
Lot.
signing for us too.
But them two, I think, went from like under 15s together to starting under 15s, then like under 17s, then like under 18s, and under
Yeah,
21s.
they came up like at the same
Yeah.
time. Because it was the
He's
back
in-
line of Diogo Lot,
Right,
Diogo
true.
Queiroz, Diogo Light, and like somebody else.
Yeah, maybe Diogo Gonzalez from Benfica used to play.
It was Nuno. No, Nuno.
Maybe.
I remember at the last under 21s was Nuno Tavares, or it was one of the Tavares guys
Ah.
who used to play for Benfica. But
He
yeah,
plays for some German team, brother.
that's fantasy for this week. It looks like I caught a couple points up on Chris, but not many.
not even Roman.
We're,
Yeah.
we're plugging
Anyways.
away.
We do have a question. I think Danny answered it already, but I'm just going to ask it to the group anyway. From Nuno says, with Crescent playing the way he has been, safe to say Dimonde's lost in quotation marks his spot for the time being, or do you think Amarim will put him back regardless? Danny, I know you mentioned it earlier, but what are your thoughts?
With me, it's until proven otherwise. You stick with this back line. If Kawach becomes injured, and I think moving forward after
Which
that,
back line?
because
What's
you
what-
stick with Inacio, Kawach, and Quaresma.
Okay.
If Quaresma drops off in form, obviously you bring in Diomande. if at any point Coates' knee starts really going off, like we are.
It
Yeah,
will,
something
and
gets
he'll
weird.
have scheduled rest. Like I'm sure, like
Inasu-
the Monday, Thursday, bro. He's not playing.
Yeah,
big,
it's
bro.
gonna be
He's not
tough.
playing
Exactly.
He's not playing full 90 either game.
That's true. You know what? Let me say it like this: next game, because it's a big game, you play Inacio, Quach, and Quaresma. The game after that against Young Boys, you
get
play
Diomande.
Inacio, Diomande in the middle, and Quaresma off of him. Maybe if you want to give Inacio some rest, you can play Mateus Reis, but
Yeah,
bro, I can't defend this guy any longer. I didn't mention it earlier, but God damn, he's bad. Can't cross.
yeah, crazy. Who could have guessed?
There was that one
Everybody
chance
else.
that like Gyökeres was on his own, and he's like, just pass it to me. He passed it back to Pedro Gonzalez.
He passed. Yeah, he passed.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, put it in the box. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What
But
are
it
you
feels
doing?
like he does that, but then he actually can't cross the ball anyway. It just always goes straight to the keeper or out of play.
Yeah, it's maddening watching him attempt to play football some days.
Yeah.
I'm
Rich, what
with
are your
Danny on
thoughts?
I'm with Danny on this. By the way, I think you roll the hot hand, and you just you play it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
It's tough to take Quaresma out of the starting lineup right now.
No, you can't. Really, it's tough to justify it now.
Yeah.
Like for sure, he's played great the last month.
I think if you take anyone out, it probably is Coates. I just think injury issues, age,
Speed.
I don't know.
The thing
in
is
general.
like we were slating him at the beginning. Like, the performances were pretty good. Like they started shaky, but they've definitely gotten like pretty good.
It's gotten more consistent.
like
Less
December,
nervy.
he was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I
For
just
sure.
think Coates has been good, but I think if we are looking to phase him out of the team, which I think we might be, it might be worth to have Diomande
I
instead.
think that it's just like the clock of his body is ticking.
Yeah. You might. You got to.
And he wants to have enough time to go and play at home for a season.
Nacional.
So yeah.
And if he wants to do that, like I'm not gonna stand in the way of him.
If he plays here until his legs explode, there's no going home for a year.
Yeah, like
Facts.
he's the type of player he's earned the right to, like he can do either or.
For sure.
Like it's up to him. He's earned the right to make that decision.
Well, let's be honest. He's not going to play any back-to-backs. He's not going to play in that 3-day stretch where it's like game Europa League, and then even in April we're going to have a game every 3 or 4 days.
You might have a game week where you have like 3 games in 7 days. Like
maybe you save Coates for like a Europa League or for like a big game, and then have Diomande and then maybe Coates off the bench. Well, you could just rotate them, I suppose. But I think it's probably going to be more Coates than Quaresma at this point. But then
goes to AFCON, wins AFCON, loses his spot. You hate to see it.
Crazy. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Absolutely wild goings on for Usman Diomande.
But yeah, I don't think there's any other news. Even though it's been about 2 weeks, I don't think there's anything that big. I'm just scrolling down to try and find anything.
Any Modalidade? I haven't really kept up with Modalidade a lot. I've been busy, so.
And they had a big win in handball. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they got smoked by Benfica in roller hockey, correct?
Yeah.
It was not close.
Futsal it won their game this weekend. Basketball beat Porto for the Taça da Liga.
Yes.
And got eliminated from FIBA Europe Cup. They had to win their last game by 10 to stay alive, and they lost by like 13. So they're out of that. However, roller hockey still alive in Europe. They're in Benfica's group, and they lost to Benfica for Europe midweek, and then lost to Benfica at the weekend for the league 6-1. So really bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
Not ideal.
Really bad. But the thing is, they're still in second in that group with Benfica. Benfica's through now because there's 1 game left. Benfica's through now. I believe they have 8 points from 5 games. So there's 1 left, and they're still in second. So they're probably just going to need a draw to go through in the last game. But they still have to play it, and they could fall out of the spot, I suppose. What else? Ladies won a game, which is nice. And it was a cup game, if I'm not mistaken, and they won in overtime, 1-0 against Demayens, I believe. And then I think that's pretty much it. Hockey, handball, futsal. I mean, those are the main ones that I follow, at least. Basketball.
Yeah. In terms, I've just gone down a bit. I found that the big news is that Fresneda is back, so it means
he was in training all of last
he was
week.
in training.
Yeah, and I think he did travel with the squad, but wasn't on the bench today, so probably still not cleared for.
No, he was
play.
watching from the press box or the stands or whatever.
Yeah, which leaves only one man still injured. Of course,
only one man for the job.
Actually, sorry, two. That's two. Actually,
Two
Paulinho and
Paulinho's got some
St.
little.
Just.
If his name's not on the injury report, it's about to be.
It's pending.
It's pending. It's coming soon to a
3 months on, 1
period.
week off. 3 months on, 1 week off.
Yeah, coming soon to the.
What an amazing job, brother! I should have done this job, man. I should have studied.
I knows all the medical people so well. He's
keeping them all.
He knows them better than
he's putting their kids through college.
Whatchamacallit? Like someone like Emmanuel Ferru, for example, like an assistant for the first team. It's like
Yeah.
he spends more time with the medical staff than with Emmanuel Ferru, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That medical team, just St. Just alone, is putting their kids through college. He's making sure they're earning their living.
We definitely got to come back to this end of the season and decide like what is it that we want with
What
this
do they
guy,
do? What
you
are
know?
they moving forward?
Yeah.
if he gets injured one more time throughout this season,
You gotta cut.
He will. Obviously, he will.
You don't have a choice in that regard.
I don't know.
You just need.
It has to be voodoo. It has to be voodoo.
You think some Angolan witch doctor like hexed us, or like some guy
100%,
from
bro.
Mozambique put a curse? Like what the
100%,
hell?
bro. It's brujeria, man.
So, I don't know.
I think he's from Suriname. They're also big on
the voodoo.
on the dark arts.
Man, I just don't. If he gets injured again, because he is sort of unlucky. Because it feels like these injuries aren't linked.
They're not linked. They're all different.
No, they're all
bro.
different
It's
things.
hip, it's knee, it's back, it's shoulder,
It's hamstring.
It's
ankle,
everything, bro.
foot.
It's head, shoulders, knees, and toes. It's the fucking
He's
top. It's
literally injured every
everything.
part of his body.
It's brutal.
And the main injury that kept him out 9 months before he signed was his shoulder, dude. It's totally different. Everything's totally different.
It's literally head, shoulder, knees, and toes. It's
He'll come back from a hamstring
everything.
and sprain his ankle.
But you know what's crazy? What's annoying is that he's actually a good player.
He's
I
a
think
great
that's
player.
I know
what
he is a good
yeah.
player. He's such a good player, but he can't stay healthy. Like you gotta cut your losses if he gets hurt again, which he's probably gonna. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on him getting hurt.
Probably
again.
like our sixth most expensive signing of all time.
Like,
he's probably in the top 10. You know,
I
gotta
did
be
see
on
something
the
last
top
year.
10.
I can't remember who tweeted it. It was like St. Just injury bingo. It was just like
You gotta pull that up again. Yeah, I remember seeing that too.
yeah.
Oh,
But
God, yeah.
I guess I'll leave with this.
the only thing
which I
that's
thought was a pretty
missing
cool
from his
stat.
repertoire or his resume of injuries is like an injury from like an at home, like sliced finger cutting, like
Or, like-
onions, fell in shower, fell down the stairs.
Fell down the stairs, slipped by the pool.
Some shit like that, bro.
Ridiculous.
Get their injuries.
Blade
in
fell
FM
on
all
his
the
head.
time. It's like stub toe out for 2 weeks, or like twisted ankle out for a month.
Playing with dog, twisted ankle.
playing with dog, got bit, might have rabies. Like it's just something ridiculous.
Yeah, but this is I thought was a cool stat. In the last 6 games now, it's 29 goals, 5-0 against Braga, 8-0 against Casapia, 5-2 against Vizela, 3-0 against Chaves, 5-1 against Estoril, and of course now 3-1 versus Young Boys. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Let me just add to this, just for the Gyökeres influence. Let me also just quickly share something on my screen. Porto fans, especially known for stealing Sporting songs. Now they're also stealing our celebrations too.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Crazy. It started with Paulinho. Everybody thinks it's Marcus Rashford. No, it's Paulinho. Now it's Gyökeres.
I know for a fact. As soon as he got in,
worldwide,
he got
as soon as he got in,
when he got in.
Pedro da Costa made some calls, man.
Yeah.
He's not there
Pizza
anymore.
Costa might have him. If Madureira wasn't in jail right now, he'd have made a call to Fernando.
Yeah, he's getting loaned to Canellas for the rest of the season.
Or bro might be the next one to get loaned to Sporting and then just disappear from the abyss. Does anybody know what happened to Diogo Abreu as well? And obviously Gonzalo Esteves is also long gone.
Yeah.
We might be adding on to the list, boys.
Marco Cruz is there.
Marco
Cruz, I forgot about
Yeah. These
Yeah,
guys
he might
are
be the
all-
next one to just.
These guys are
disappear
only
into-
alive in theory,
He might be the next one to disappear into like the fucking shadow
especially
realm.
since we have Mr. Youth as our coaches. Like, if they were showing anything, they probably
They would have
be on
been
the
called. They
first
probably
team.
would have been called, right? Like he would have probably given them the phone call.
What was
And
that
if
guy we
anybody knows
signed?
where Miguel Luis is, please let us know.
Man, I remember
Just
Miguel
stolen.
Luis.
I was going to say, what was that guy we signed from Wolves? The was it Korean or like Chinese?
The Chinese
Wang?
dude, David Wang. Yeah.
Yeah, who
Wang.
just
Jiahao Wang?
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. I don't think
No, he
he's
does
a
exist.
player.
He apparently plays in the second division in China, but I think
That
that's a
was like
tax
2
fraud,
years
dude.
ago, bro. I think he's retired now.
I
To be
think he's
honest.
done.
Wow.
We need to get the goats like Studio.
Bro, he was at one
City
point
or
like a
whatever back.
Man City prospect.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
crazy stuff.
But yeah, other than that, I think we can call it there. Been jump out the episode. We do have Morients next week. I believe we also play in the Europa League again. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll be
second leg.
back to that.
This
So
time
again,
young boys come to our home.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Hang on a second. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Well,
Hang
we
on.
went to the young boys.
Allegedly.
We went to the young boys' house today, and next week they're
Yeah.
coming to our house.
In Wankdorf.
Can you imagine being like a camera? It's like, oh, who are you taking photos of today? It's like, oh yeah, young boys.
Young boys, pardon me? Excuse me?
What's your favorite club? Young boys. Like, what?
Hold on.
Excuse me.
Second
Yeah.
favorite club, Boca Juniors.
Newell's old boys.
Newell's Old Boys,
Least
Boca
favorite
Juniors,
club.
and Young
Newell's
Boys.
Old Boys.
Those are all my favorite teams.
That's crazy.
Wild.
But yeah, on that note, we shall wrap up there. If you want to follow any of the guys, you can follow Richard there.
I don't know why you would follow me, but go ahead. That's fine.
You can follow Danny there.
Let me know who I need to sign on fantasy, guys. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I was going to say, you're up fantasy football now, like American. It's finished, right?
He's begun
Football.
now, yeah.
Speaking of, since I didn't give you guys an update on.
Well, it's
the
been a couple
gambling
weeks,
corner.
right?
I lost the Gatorade bet because I thought
Well, it was
gonna be
purple. It's
red,
never been purple, right? Like, it's a random
known.
pass color.
but I got
It's
Kansas
never
City to
been
win,
purple?
baby.
Not that I remember. It's always
Yeah,
like orange or
it's
like
like
yellow.
They have a
Whatever.
bet to determine what.
Oh, you can
color
bet
it is.
on
Sam.
anything.
Just
Sam,
pass it
on
off
the
to Chris,
length
brother.
of
You
the
don't
national
know.
anthem.
Just
Sam,
pass it off
you
to Chris.
can-
You don't want to know.
You can
bro.
bet on the national anthems.
Yeah,
You can
the
bet
length
on
of it,
the
the
over
over
stuff.
under, the coin flip.
A
What
few
is
years
wrong
ago,
with North America?
Bro, we
Sam,
have a
a
problem.
few years ago, I bet on it was the Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre
Oh, it was a
performance.
great halftime show.
Amazing. I bet on Snoop Dogg shoe colors. You can bet on Eminem coming out with or without a hat.
You could
Oh,
bet
Like
on
Snoop Dogg to
everything.
smoke weed 1-to-1.
Yeah, that was a bet. That was a bet. I promise
Over
you.
under 2.5 times.
He smashes the over.
There was currently a bet for the Super Bowl over under 5 times Taylor Swift shows up on TV. It went over.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely
you
feel like
take the
went
over on that
Yeah.
this year. Anthem was a good year to take the under because Reba's breezed through that shit.
There's
no problem.
controversy on that, so it went over. But she said, is it the Brave at the end of the
Home
American
of
national
Land of the
anthem?
Free and Home of the Brave.
Home
yeah.
of the Brave, and then she went. So she said the Brave, the Brave.
Okay.
So the first Brave was under,
was the cutoff.
but the second went over. So they.
Oh, I'd be
Crazy.
fuming.
Crazy.
Rigged.
But surely
Not
it'd be
that
so
I'm a
easy to,
gambler or
like-
anything.
Fix was in.
Do you guys remember in England where the guy bet on himself to eat a pie? Or like,
Yeah, and then he-
Yeah, it was the dude from. It was the big fat goalie from what the
Yeah.
hell team was it?
Yeah.
The FA
Yeah.
I
Cup.
remember that.
But
And then
surely
he-
you could do that there. You could be like, oh, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
too.
you can. You
Like
can
Someone's
absolutely-
gotta
Eminem, like
check their
telling his
bank
family
account.
members that, oh yeah, I'm gonna wear a hat, so I put like $1 million on this, and then like,
Put
try and put it on
the
that.
house on me wearing a hat.
Yeah,
I just want to
How
know
is
what was
that even a
Ivan.
bet? Will this guy eat a pie? What the fuck kind of a?
What
it
kind
was,
of
it was
bet
like,
was that?
will
Yeah.
this guy eat a pie on the bench because he was actually the backup goalkeeper.
He was the
Yeah.
I see that.
I think
Yeah,
that dude was a legend. I don't care what he says.
Facts.
Make sure you follow Chris there. You can also follow myself there, but most importantly, make sure you follow all things Alvalade on all social media platforms and podcast platforms. Other than that, Hope you guys have a good weekend. We see you next week. Yeah, peace.